Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Random Lifestyle Vlog. If you're new here, my name is Paulina and this channel is all about beauty, and that includes makeup, skincare and fragrances. Today we're going to focus on the fragrance part of the content and we're going to talk about some body mists. So I actually picked up 5 of Sol de Janeiro body mists, and you know what? Generally I'm not a massive fan of body mists. I prefer to have like a proper eau de parfum or eau de toilette, but I think the ones from Sol de Janeiro are actually pretty good. I would say Sol de Janeiro and Bath and Body Works are actually better than you would expect from a body mist. So I couldn't make up my mind and I picked up 5 of them. That also includes the newest addition to their fragrance line, and this is After Hours, so we're going to talk about that too. I also have 2 fragrances from their summer 2023 collections, Do Not Disturb and When in Rio. Then obviously number 68, which is I think my favorite scent from Sol de Janeiro, and then Rio Radiance, which was so popular that it was actually brought back from summer 2022. So let's start with our Brazilian crush, number 68, and as I said, this is probably one of my favorite fragrances that they released. So this is a Brazilian jasmine and pink dragon fruit scent apparently, and the notes from Fragrantica are pink dragon fruit and lychee top notes, and middle notes C notes, jasmine and hibiscus, and then base notes of vanilla and musk. I know this fragrance pretty well. I had a body cream in this scent before, and many people actually compare this to the famous Baccarat Rouge fragrance, and yes, there is a certain similarity, but I would say this is maybe a little bit more Ariana Grande Cloud. It's a little bit more a little bit softer, a little bit more feminine, maybe a little bit in that direction. It's also definitely fruitier. I think Baccarat Rouge, the original Baccarat Rouge, is a little bit on the drier kind of side, whereas this is much more feminine. So this is a really nice fragrance, and I think this is a really nice base for all kind of Baccarat Rouge inspired fragrances. So out of these 4 fragrances, this was the only one I have tried before and knew how it would smell. Now we're going to talk about the other 4 fragrances. So I'm going to start with this Rio Radiance, which was apparently so popular that I had to bring it back. This is Solar Tuberose and Lait de Coco. So coconut milk, right? So the top notes here are coconut milk and sand. Then we have middle notes of tuberose and lang lang, and then base notes of vanilla and amber. So this definitely sounds like a perfect summery fragrance, not something I would wear now, but let's have a quick sniff. Well, that's actually really nice. Do you know what? Tuberose tends to be quite heavy, and sometimes I find it problematic to wear tuberose based scents when it's warm and sunny. But here we have more of this kind of a solar tuberose. It's perfect for summer. It does give me a little bit of tanning lotion kind of vibe, not full on, but I definitely get a little bit of that. Yeah, I think this one is actually perfect for a really hot summer. That's not something that we have too often in Manchester, not in summer at least. Spring tends to be really nice, but then summer not so much. So I'm not really sure if I have a lot of opportunities to actually use this up, but this is a really nice fragrance for warmer days. I think I'm a little bit late with those summer fragrances now, but I picked them up I think it was early autumn. And because of this super busy advent calendar season, I did not really have time to properly enjoy these. So next up we have Do Not Disturb, and this is Mimosa Flower and Nude Musk. This is the blue one from this summer. So the top notes here are linen and mimosa, the middle notes sand and violet, and the base notes musk and vanilla. Okay, this is nice. It's definitely something I can use even in not so hot weather. This is a really beautiful coconutty musky fragrance. I've actually seen many reviews saying that this fragrance is supposed to be very similar to the 68 one, and let me just compare them because I don't think I can see the similarities here. Do you know what? I don't really find these fragrances particularly similar. I think they both could connect to, let's say, Ariana Grande fragrances Cloud, right? This one has this coconutty kind of creamy vibe, whereas this one has more of this Baccarat Rouge component, but I don't find these 2 fragrances similar, to be honest. I mean, obviously this is just my opinion, but to my nose, these are not really similar. They're completely different vibe. I would personally use this one all year round. It has this really nice woodsy base to it, whereas this is a proper summer fragrance in my opinion. And when I smell this fragrance, the first thing that comes to my mind is coconut and musk, whereas the other one is more fruity woodsy. So I don't really find them similar. So yeah, that's just my opinion, but it's interesting to see how many people actually find these fragrances similar. Okay, next up is the pink one from last summer, and this is When in Rio, Wild Bergamot and Vanilla Amber. I do love amber, I do love vanilla. I'm not a massive fan of bergamot, but I don't really mind a little bit of that here and there. So let's have a look at the notes in Fragrantica. Top notes, pear and bergamot, middle notes, jasmine, and then base notes of vanilla, sandalwood, and amber. That actually sounds pretty cool. I really love sandalwood, vanilla, and amber. I mean, what can go wrong? So let's have a quick sniff. This is actually really nice. This is this lovely vanilla sandalwood fragrance, but it's a little bit more uplifting because of this pear and bergamot note, so that makes it perfect for like warmer days. But I think if you like to wear it in like early autumn, that's also going to be nice because it does seem quite universal. Not necessarily something for like really cold days, but because of this like warm woodsy ambery base, I think this is again something that's a little bit, you can stretch it a little bit farther than just summer. That's nice. That's a really nice fragrance. And then last but not least, the newest release, After Hours, with Midnight Jasmine and Amber Woods. That sounds amazing. And I was really curious about it because I heard that this is supposed to be quite similar to the Flower Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. So that's interesting, right? So obviously we'll see. The top notes here are blackcurrant and pear. Then we have middle notes of vanilla, night blooming jasmine, whipped cream and freesia, and then base notes of caramel, patchouli, and amberwood. Do you know what? This is actually quite interesting because the notes in this fragrance and in Flower Bomb are quite different. I mean, there are certain similarities. I think both of them have jasmine, both of them have patchouli, but other than that, the notes are actually quite different. Whereas there is a certain similarity here for sure. I mean, there's almost like this kind of like a powderiness in this fragrance that reminds me a bit of the Flower Bomb. I think they are similar vibe. I wouldn't say this fragrance is a dupe of the Flower Bomb because they're not that similar, but they definitely share something in common. And I'm not too surprised that many people find it similar to the Flower Bomb. I mean, this one is definitely sweeter and also a little bit fruitier, but it's interesting like compositions of like completely different notes can create a similar result. That's fascinating. Okay guys, so these are all my thoughts about these 5 body mists from Sol de Janeiro. What do you think? Have you tried any of these? If so, let me know your thoughts about them. Do you think this one smells like Flower Bomb? And do you think these two smell alike? I would love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. For more beauty related content, check those videos over here. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Bye.